For this video, we're going to start off with the front windshield wipers. One thing you'll notice that's sort of unique about the Mirage in comparison to other cars is that the wipers can just be lifted straight up, whereas other cars hide the wipers kind of under the hood and require you to put the windshield wipers into a service mode for you to be able to lift them up like this. One other thing I'd like to point out here is that these windshield wiper arms have a spring, just like all other modern vehicles. This means that if you have the wiper blade removed and allow the arm to swing into the windshield, it's quite possible you can shatter the windshield. So if you're an amateur, I do recommend you leave a towel on your windshield so that can't happen to you. With the wiper arm in the air, I'm going to rotate the wiper blade, then I'm going to take my right index finger, push down on a plastic tab that's locking the blade in place, then I'm going to push down on the blade. I'd like you to note that there are different styles of windshield wiper blade on the market. Yours may be different. So on this one, you can see there's that metal bar in the middle. Then there's that piece of plastic still attached to the wiper arm. The reason this windshield wiper blade is a two-piece design is because when you purchase it, it probably comes with other adapters for other types of windshield wiper arms. Here's how the new blade I purchased works. It looks and functions the exact same. That middle piece comes up just a little bit. Then the J-hook goes over that middle piece and clicks into place. If you're wondering how this mechanism works, I'll show it to you a little bit closer up in a couple of minutes. What's interesting about this other wiper blade here is that it's a different brand, and as you can see here, the middle piece is held on with a metal pin and is non-removable. I'd also like you to notice the blades I bought are kind of high-end. They have this three-piece design with an internal spring of sorts that makes great contact with your windshield. Here are the new windshield wipers in action. I mean, they're obviously slightly better, but I honestly can't really tell. I tend to just avoid driving in the rain. If you're curious as to why I didn't cheap out too much on the wiper blades, it's actually because the blades are visible from inside the vehicle all the time, so I'd feel bad if I cheaped out too much. We're now going to briefly discuss how the mechanism works, so just focusing on the windshield wiper arm here, just in the person's right hand. At the end of that J part of the hook, you can see that little hole. That's how the windshield wiper blade locks into the arm. There's a plastic tab I'm going to show you in just a minute that engages with that hole and locks the blade in place. Now let's look at the mechanism on the blade itself. I'd like to start off by apologizing that I filmed vertically. So the middle piece of this is going to come off, so you can see me do here with my right hand. You do not need to remove this to install the windshield wipers. It is only removable so that it can be reversed in case your wiper swings the other way. So as you can see within the wiper blade, there's just a metal kind of bar in the middle that engages with this plastic piece I'm holding here. As you can also see, this plastic piece I'm holding here, the J-hook would go through the middle, and then where my thumb is, that's the plastic lever that engages with the hole in the J-hook and locks this wiper blade in place. So this plastic piece can just be pushed back in, no problem. Now we are going to install our rear wiper blade. So this arm just pulls away from the rear window just like it did in the front. There's a spring in it just like the front. The wiper blade rotates. And then once it is fully rotated, there's a plastic clip that you're going to continue rotating past to disengage. And the blade just pulls away. I'll give you a close up of the mechanism in a second. So as you can see inside the wiper blade, there's just that plastic bar in the middle. And then that is all that holds this blade in place. Looking at the wiper arm right here, we can see that that bar I just showed you would go where my finger is right here. And then this last plastic tab right here, it has a little bit of a bump on the back. That little lip is what catches the inside of the wiper blade housing. Our new rear wiper blade actually comes with a couple of different adapters. We're going to choose which one we're going to use together. So there's this one. I have no idea how it works. It's definitely not the one we want. This one has a bar in the middle, which is what we want, but it has a round outside hole, so it's not what we want. This one has that square hole we need. We need the square hole because on the right side it has that flat piece of plastic that's going to catch that plastic tab that has the lip. So we're going to put the bar end in first, and then we're going to rotate so that plastic lip catches, holds this in place. Now we're going to attach our windshield wiper blade to our adapter. As you can see, it just has these four kind of plastic tabs here that go into the wiper body, and then the wiper just slides to lock it in place. As you can see here, there's this black plastic lever bit that'll lock the wiper in place and allows you to change the adapters in the future if you ever want to keep the wiper blade for your next car. Here is the wiper blade in action. This one appears to be a noticeable improvement over what was previously installed, but I guess that's kind of expected because the hatchback creates a vacuum that attracts dust towards this rear glass, so these wiper blades are likely to go bad faster. Although the video is now over, I'd like to show you guys something interesting about this windshield wiper blade we removed. So as you can see, there's this channel on the rubber that these metal kind of C-shaped clips hold the rubber with. You can see on one end it's open and on this end it is closed. It's probably to prevent the wiper blade from sliding out. What's very interesting about this is it actually allows you to pull this rubber insert out, and you are able to buy replacements on AliExpress or eBay. So you could, to save money, actually replace just the insert and not the entire wiper blade. As you can see, the wiper blade frame shown here has no springs or any parts that'll actually wear out, so this can probably be reused forever. What's also really interesting is if we look at this Mirage from a different non-North American market, we can see the passenger side wiper arm is straight, unlike our bent wiper arm. This is obviously more visually appealing and probably slightly more aerodynamic. The reason we don't have this in North America is likely because the US has regulations about the minimum amount of windshield surface area that a wiper must wipe. Thank you so much for watching. I will leave the size of the windshield wipers you need and the exact wipers I used in the description below. Please do not hesitate to leave any questions, comments, or concerns down below. I do respond to almost everybody as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Comments mean a lot to me. Feedback is great.